Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
York Catholic District School Board defers motion to amend policy of flags flown at schools. We are coming after you. Doug Ford calls for tougher penalties for car thefts. Police investigating early morning shooting in Hamilton. Doug Ford does not want to raise post-secondary tuition in Ontario. Video shows 4 men trying to bust down door at home near the beaches. Man stabs stranger with syringe in apparent random downtown Toronto attack. Police. Dentists, hygienists still in the dark on details of federal dental care plan.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
Toronto police are looking to identify 4 men in an alleged break-and-enter attempt that happened early Tuesday morning in the East End. Police said that they responded to a call for a break-and-enter in progress at 3:55 a.m. in Queen Street East and Victoria Park Avenue area. A video released by police shows the men approaching the house and kicking the front door multiple times. They eventually left the scene in a dark-colored vehicle. The suspects are believed to be between the ages of 20 to 25 according to police. One suspect was wearing a red jacket, a grey hooded sweater, grey pants, black shoes and a black face covering. A second suspect was wearing glasses, a dark-colored sweater, a black jacket, black pants, black shoes and a black balaclava. A third suspect was wearing a black hooded sweater, black pants, black shoes and a black mask. The fourth suspect was wearing a black hooded sweater, grey pants, red gloves, black shoes and a blue medical mask. Police say that the vehicle was last seen traveling eastbound on Queen Street East. Anyone with the information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Ontario Premier Doug Ford had strong words for individuals accused of violent crime and car thefts, promising to incarcerate them for as long as we possibly can. Speaking at a news conference in Aurora, Ontario Wednesday, the Premier touted Canada's new bail reforms and warned people who participate in criminal activity that police and government were coming after them. The Premier was joined at the news conference by Canada's Minister of Public Safety Dominic LeBlanc to announce a federal investment of $121 million to help prevent gun and gang violence in Ontario. It's unclear exactly what the money will be spent on, but officials noted it will support specific initiatives to crack down on crimes such as auto thefts. The funding is part of the larger $390 million spent by the Trudeau government in an effort to reduce gun crime and gang violence across the country. Ford has long called for tougher penalties and bail requirements for individuals accused of stealing vehicles, including boosting the number of Canadian Border Service Agency officers. He noted Wednesday that videos have been surfacing online of individuals breaking down doors and that people are afraid. Canada's Attorney General said he was open to reviewing the criminal code and to tweaking it if necessary to include harsher sentences. Early this month, the federal government implemented legislation that shifted the onus to accused in certain cases to prove why they should be released on bail. Previously, prosecutors had to prove why an accused should remain in custody. Advocates have argued the amendments were harmful to the rights of the accused and would not improve public safety. On Wednesday, Ontario's Attorney General confirmed the percentage was in part due to the federal bail changes. He argued the provincial government continues to support the amendments which keep violent offenders off the street. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said Wednesday he does not want to raise tuition for post-secondary students despite colleges and universities struggling financially and a panel that recommended otherwise. Ford's government cut tuition by 10% in 2019 for Canadian students and froze it. A government-commissioned Blue Ribbon panel recommended the province freeze tuition, raise student aid, and increase operating grants to the schools. I just don't believe this is the time to go into these students' pockets, especially the ones that are really struggling, and ask for a tuition increase, Ford said at a news conference about combating car theft. The province has not said how it will respond to the panel's report other than saying it would work with the schools to find efficiencies, something Ford reiterated. The tuition cut and freeze on domestic students combined with low provincial funding forced many schools to look for different revenue streams. Colleges in particular vastly increased their reliance on international students who were not subject to the tuition fees as a way to increase revenue. But the federal government recently introduced a cap on international student study permits that will see Ontario's allotment of new visas cut in half. The move was done in part to the deal with bad actors in private colleges that made false promises of citizenship after graduation and some institutions that are allegedly diploma mills. There has also been a recent surge in international students, which the federal government said has increased demand for housing, of which there is very little supply, especially in Ontario. The province recently said post-secondary institutions must guarantee housing for international students, but has not explained how that will work. Colleges Ontario, which represents the province's 24 publicly funded colleges, said the new cap is already creating havoc as they have year-round intake of students. Both colleges, Ontario and the Council of Ontario Universities, have asked the federal government to cancel or delay implementing the international student visa cap. Both have also called on the province to immediately implement the recommendations from the Blue Ribbon panel. The York Catholic District School Board has deferred a motion to amend its flag policy, which, if passed, would restrict what flags can be flown on school property. As it stands, the Canadian flag, Ontario's flag, the municipal flag, Vatican's flags, the school flag, and other organizations, as approved by the Board of Trustees, are permitted to be flown on school property. According to the motion introduced by YCDSB trustee Frank Alexander, the school board has been fraught with disunity over the flying of the flags, and that an amendment to eliminate other organizations to have their flag flown outside the school is required, he said, to bring unity and peace to the YCDSB. The motion was deferred to the Policy Review Committee during Tuesday's evening's YCDSB board meeting, with Alexander saying that it needed tweaking. York Region's chapter of PFLAG, an organization that supports, educates, and advocates for LGBTQ+ people and their families, is concerned that the proposed amendment is tied to a vote that happened last year in which school board trustees voted against flying the pride flag outside the York Catholic Education Center. Last May, trustees voted 6-4 against flying a rainbow-colored flag outside its building in Aurora during the month of June. If the amendment is passed, the group will not be able to have their flag or any pride flag flown outside of YCDSB schools. In a letter to trustee on Monday, Coolman urged them not to support the motion, adding that it can be viewed as an act of faith-based colonialism. It is our position that these amendments work to restrict free speech, visibility, and celebration of many minority groups within the YCDSB. This homogeneous approach to community building sanitizes the visibility of some minority groups in the your student population, educators, and administrators, Coolman wrote. It is your job to provide students, staff, and administrators with the tools they need to support a thriving academic environment and build a strong community. These amendments do the opposite. Alexander did not respond to a request for a comment from Awaz News by the time of publication. Police are investigating an early morning shooting that left one man injured in Hamilton. According to police, the shooting happened in the area of Gibson Avenue and Barton Street East shortly after 4 a.m. Police say that a man in his 20s was found shortly afterwards with gunshot wounds. Police are asking that any witnesses or anyone with dash camera footage or surveillance footage around the time of the incident contact the Hamilton Police Shooting Task Force. Anyone with information or footage that could assist in the investigation is crucial at this time, a news release reads. Health Minister Mark Holland says the government is still working out how much dentists will be reimbursed as part of its new dental program just months before the program is set to start accepting claims. He says he expects people will be able to start claiming dental coverage under the new program in May. Dentists, hygienists, and other dental care providers still don't have details about how the program will work, how much the government will pay for services, or how providers can sign up. Holland says he's almost finished discussions with care providers and will be ready to reveal those crucial details soon. The program for low and middle income people without existing insurance is a major element of the Liberals' political pact with the NDP. The government began accepting applications in January, and eligibility is being phased in with more than 400,000 seniors over the age of 72 enrolled so far. Toronto police are searching for a man who allegedly stabbed a stranger with a syringe in the downtown core on Tuesday afternoon. The incident happened in the area of Yonge and Dundas streets at around 3 p.m., police said in a January 31st news release. At that time, the suspect allegedly approached the victim from behind and stabbed him with a syringe. Police said the victim and the suspect are not known to each other. As far as we are aware, there was no interaction between the suspect and victim prior to the incident occurring, Toronto Police Service (TPS) told Awaz News in an email. The victim has taken to hospital. The extent of the injuries was not disclosed. Police said the suspect fled the scene and was last seen entering Dundas station. He is being identified by police as 43-year-old Aaron Chamanchang of no fixed address. Chamanchang is wanted on charges of aggravated assault and assault with a weapon. Investigators have released an image of the suspect in an effort to locate him.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.